Let's talk about something huge. I mean, companies so big, they're basically their own economies. Their value, when you add it all up, is in the tens of trillions of dollars. That's more than the GDP of most countries. So the question is, how on earth did they get so massive, and what's their secret sauce for making money?
So let's just start with a question that honestly sounded like pure science fiction until very recently. How do you even begin to build a company worth $5 trillion? I mean, what does a business that big even look like? And there it is. Just look at that number for a second. That's not some fantasy figure. That's roughly where NVIDIA has been trading lately. And that incredible surge in value has completely changed the game, all because of one thing: AI.
Okay, so let's break this down. First up, we've got the AI and cloud titans. You can think of these companies as the ones building the very foundation of our digital world. They're pouring the concrete and laying the fiber optics, so to speak.
And it really all starts with NVIDIA. Now, a lot of us probably know them from their roots, right? Making high-end graphics cards so our video games look amazing. Well, it turns out that the same kind of processing power you need for incredible graphics is exactly what you need to train these massive AI models. So they've completely transformed into the single most important company providing the engines for this whole AI revolution.
So who's buying all these super powerful, super expensive AI chips? Well, it's the other titans on our list. You can literally see the food chain right here: Microsoft, Google, and Amazon. They all need NVIDIA's hardware to power their giant cloud platforms and run the AI that's changing everything.
Let's talk about one of those buyers: Microsoft. For decades, we thought of them as the Windows and Office company, right? But that's the then. The now for Microsoft is all about Azure, their massive cloud computing business. That's their real powerhouse now, the backbone for countless businesses around the globe.
All right, next up, Amazon. To all of us, they're the everything store. You know, the place you go to buy, well, everything. That endless stream of brown boxes showing up on our doorsteps, but that's not where their real money is made. Not even close.
Here it is. This is Amazon's secret weapon. See that huge slice of the pie? That's Amazon Web Services, or AWS. It's so profitable that it basically pays for the entire retail side of the business that we're all so familiar with. It's the engine that runs the whole machine.
And that brings us to the last member of this group, Alphabet, who we all really know as Google. Now, their business model is totally different. It's all about what we call the attention economy. They have perfected the art of capturing our attention and what we're searching for, and then turning that into cash through the most profitable advertising machine ever built.
You know, that's actually a perfect transition into our next theme: ecosystems and attention. These are the companies who are absolute masters at getting you into their world, keeping you there, and then making money off every single click, tap, and purchase you make.
And when it comes to ecosystems, nobody, and I mean nobody, does it better than Apple. Their whole strategy is what you'd call ecosystem lock-in. See, it's not just about selling you a pricey iPhone. It's about how that iPhone works seamlessly with their high-profit services, like the App Store and Apple Music, which makes it really, really hard for you to ever want to leave.
And this sets up a really fascinating comparison. On one hand, you've got Apple. Their main asset is the ecosystem itself, and they make money by selling you premium stuff inside that ecosystem. But then you have Meta. Their main asset isn't a product, it's you, it's your attention. They don't sell things to you, they sell your attention to advertisers.
And the sheer scale of that attention is just, wow, it's almost impossible to comprehend. Across Facebook, Instagram, and Messenger, we're talking about more than 3.5 billion people using their apps every single day. That gigantic, engaged audience is exactly why their advertising is so powerful and so valuable.
So, we've talked a lot about software, the cloud, and these digital platforms, but none of that exists in a vacuum, right? So let's shift gears and look at the physical world, the companies that build the actual hardware and provide the raw energy that all of this digital stuff runs on.
This quote just perfectly sums up the role of TSMC, or Taiwan Semiconductor. Think of them as the world's workshop for silicon chips. So the key thing to get here is that they don't really compete with the big tech names. They make it possible for them to exist.
So who is everyone else? Well, it's pretty much all the companies we've been talking about. NVIDIA's groundbreaking AI chips, Apple's custom silicon that makes the iPhone so fast, all of those chips come from TSMC's factories. That makes them, without a doubt, the single most critical linchpin in the entire global tech industry.
Another one of these crucial behind-the-scenes players is Broadcom. They're not exactly a household name, but their chips are the essential plumbing that makes our world work. They're inside our phones, the networking gear that runs the internet, and the data centers that power the cloud.
You know, this creates a really interesting split. On one side, you have all these companies building what you could call our digital energy infrastructure. And on the other side, you have the company that provides the raw, physical energy that powers just about everything else in the world, Saudi Aramco.
Okay, so let's step back for a second. We've looked at all these different titans. What does it all mean? Well, when you look at them together, you start to see a whole new set of rules for how wealth is created, and it tells us a lot about where we're all headed.
And this, right here, is really the main takeaway. The game has changed. It's not just about selling a great product anymore. The conclusion is that real, massive, world-changing wealth comes from controlling the fundamental platforms of the future, whether that's the AI platform, the cloud platform, or the global attention platform.
So that leaves us with one final big question to think about. The cloud and social media pretty much defined the last 10 years. But looking forward, which of these platforms, or maybe one we haven't even seen yet, is going to be the one that defines the next decade?